If you're wondering how to start a business or want to start a business but don't know in what space, then this video is for you. This is a long topic, so to keep it short, I'm going to split this video into two parts and make it more manageable. So let's get right into the video. Step 1, let's look into why start a business. First of all, you need to ask yourself why you are starting a business. Are you looking to escape the 9 to 5 or are you looking to be your own boss? Do you want the freedom which having your own business brings? Or not in some cases. Maybe the pandemic has meant you've been forced to do something else and it's given you the push you need to start your own business. Some of you may actually know which type of business you want to start already, and some of you may still be thinking about what kind of business you can start. But the best business to start is a business based on your current trade or something which people come to you often for advice on. I'm a big believer in creating multiple sources of income, something you will learn in my videos in the future. You need a main business which provides the majority of your income, then you need lots of other smaller businesses or forms of income which take up less of your time. Ideally no time at all, but still provide an income. They say the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income, and that's where we need to get to. For example, by trade, I'm a product designer and a mechanical engineer, so a business I started back in 2007 was to work for myself as a freelance product designer and mechanical engineer. To date, this has been the most successful business I've ever created, turning over a fair few million since I started back in 2007. It's a business I can always fall back on if everything else fails. So step 2, before you actually begin. Before you begin with your business idea, you need to sit down and write a basic profit and loss plan. This isn't a full-blown business plan, it's just a simple look at how much money you think you may be able to make in any given business. Basically brainstorming money in and money out for that business. We all have great ideas in the shower, but when you start looking at the numbers, all of a sudden they become unviable based on the number of customers you can get or the cost to get to market. Most service-based businesses like a web designer or accountant, for example, can be started with relatively low overheads, but other businesses like a coffee shop, for example, will require a lot more scrutiny of the numbers because of all the overheads and the startup costs that are needed. For a home-based service business, your overheads might be as simple as a computer, which you probably already have, and some software, as well as the normal business expenses such as advertising, marketing, accountancy fees, web hosting and things like that. But for something like a coffee shop, you're going to have rent, business rates, staff, equipment, raw materials, furnishing, renovation, etc. So you need to sit down with these basic numbers and make sure the business is viable before you continue actually starting the business. Be conservative with your numbers. We all want to sell 1 million products on the first day, but be realistic because that's probably not going to happen. So be conservative with your numbers and then half them. That's right. Be conservative, then half them. If the numbers still stack up, then you are good to move the business forward into the startup phase. If the numbers don't stack up when you've used these conservative numbers, then maybe think of something else. Because once you're in the business, you're in it for the long haul, and if the numbers don't work, don't start that business. Think of something else where the numbers do work. Have your business idea right before you begin. Step 3, you need to create a name. Okay, so once you've decided on what kind of business you're going to start and you've had a look at the basic numbers, then you can begin planning how you're going to start the business. Now obviously you can call your business what you want, but I always find that descriptive names help with search engine optimization, which we will look into a bit later, or maybe on another video altogether. Basically, search engine optimization, for those of you who don't know, is creating your business and a website in a way which is friendly to search terms. These search terms are what people put into search engines such as Google to find your business. So let's take an accountancy business as an example. What do you think would be the best name for an accountancy business? Good with Numbers Limited or A to Z Accounting Services? Well, Good with Numbers Limited is quite catchy. It isn't going to rank well when people are searching for accountancy services on Google. A to Z Accountancy Services does exactly what it says on the tin, or if you can get a name which also has your geolocation in, even better. Instead of A to Z Accountancy Services, maybe you call it Manchester Accountancy Services. So you can see exactly what the company does from the company name. It has a key search term in the actual business name of Accountancy Services, as well as a geolocation, Manchester. So this is what people are going to be looking for when they search for your services. This is the number one tip I can give to any business that's just starting out. I've started a fair few companies from scratch and I can get customers quickly and get to the top of the Google rankings right out of the blocks using this tip. I'll create a video at a later date which goes into more depth about this, but for now, just please trust me on this. I've got the experience. Now, the second thing people will tell you to do is to rush out and register your company in that great name that you've just thought of, but hold on one moment. First, what you need to do is write your name down. As for this step, you may need to tweak it slightly. What you need to do is take the following steps. You want to have the same business name across all of the following platforms: your registered business name, your website domain name, and your social media handles. So you need to search a website called Companies House in the UK and see if your name is available as a limited company name. It'll be different in different countries, but in the UK, it's a website called Companies House. If the name is available, great, you can move on to the next step. If it isn't, you need to modify the name slightly until you find a variation of the company name which is available to register. Once you've found your limited company name, keep it in mind, but don't register it yet. Move on to the next step. The next step is to go to a website like 123reg, for example. I've left a link in the description below. Check the availability of the domain name which exactly matches your limited company name, but it must be available as a good domain handle, such as .co.uk in the UK or .com in the USA, or if you're trading worldwide, you can purchase both if you like. Again, if this is available, make a note and you've passed step 2, but don't register the domain just yet. The third and final step, which isn't as important as the first 2 matching, but still, if you can get all 3 matching, you have the perfect name. This is to check Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook to ensure that you can register the social media handles under your company name, Manchester Accountancy Services, for example. If all of the social media handles are available, you can go through and register them all. This will set you up really well moving forward because you have your company name, your registered company, all along with your social media handles and domain name which all match. This means it's simple to find you all over the internet, and with your search engine friendly name, you'll shoot to the top of the rankings on Google and start getting customers coming to you rather than you having to go out and chase them. Step 4 is to buy hosting and set up a professional email address. When you have your domain name, you will need to register it with a hosting company. I tend to use SoHost, which I'll post a link to in the description below. This will mean that you can also create a business email address. This will have you looking professional from the start with every email you send out. Generic email addresses just look so unprofessional. The small cost of hosting now to get a professional branded email address just means it's worth getting. The amount of vans I've seen driving around with Google email addresses is just ridiculous. Take some pride in your business. It's a few pounds or dollars to get a professional email address and have you looking right from the start. So those are the first 4 steps on how to start a business. Part 2 of this video will be coming up shortly, so subscribe below and hit the notification icon so you know when it's live and you can follow it through to start your business the right way. If you've received any value out of this video at all, please hit that like button and satisfy the YouTube algorithm to show this video to more people. If you have any business or money questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll try to answer every single one, and I may even make a video on your actual question to answer it fully. Until the next one, I've been Lee Scott. Have a great week. The mighty YouTube algorithm thinks you will like these videos next. Let's see if they're right.